Welcome everybody to another edition of The Hurry Up. I'm your host, Adam. It's Cowboy Week, baby! It's Monday Night Football. We are in prime time, under the lights. Everybody's going to be watching. The world will be watching. Will be the last game of the football calendar for this week. So all eyeballs will be on us. There will be nobody to distract us. We are locked in. New York versus Dallas. One of the marquee matchups that has always been. Finally, two teams that are both headed in, well, different directions, but both have above 500 record for the first time in a while, especially the Giants being 2-0 first time since 2016, going for 3-0 first time since 2009. Now, let me bring out some points of this game. One, the Dallas defense, number one in the league right now. They have the number one player. The number one player in the league right now. Let me see. He has 17 sacks in 19 games. Number one player in the league. I know some people are like, oh, he's got two moves. Well, guess what? Them two moves are working real well. But let me break it down for you. Because I know I got into, there was a discussion I had with certain people, and some say, I don't know about progress, 2-0, and we should not be so negative and all this stuff. I'm not being negative. I'm being real. Real talk. Football is football. It's played between the white lines. Okay? 2-0 is good, but you can definitely tell when somebody's good or somebody's just there. Okay? So let's get into the Cowboys real quick. The Cowboys, a bit banged up in this game. They pulled out a last-second victory on a field goal against a better team than them. I don't care what anybody says. I know the Bengals are struggling, but hey, they went out and did what they had to do. When they lost their quarterback in week one, they put the backup quarterback in, and they won the football game. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's what they did. And their man, Micah Parsons, had 2 sacks in that game. They had 6 sacks in total. I know a lot of people don't think their defense is good. Their defense is number one. Van Der Esch, people told me, is not very good. He was one of the leading tacklers in the game. If you're going to tell me something about a team, at least study the film before you come out and start jabba-jawing. All right? This is a legit team. Arguably, probably the best defense the Giants have faced all year so far. So when we come out, we need to come out guns a-blazing because Cowboys are going to probably do this. They're probably going to try to stop the run and beat us up defensively because guess what? Kenny Golladay, you need to step up. Kadarius Toney, you need to step up. And number 8, you need to step up. We'll get to him in a minute. Cowboys are probably going to try to come in here and they're going to try to run rampant on our offense. They're definitely going to not make 26. They're not going to have 26 win the football game. They're going to want to try to get him out the game, which the Panthers did pretty well last year to isolate Barkley. He didn't even have 100 yards. So if I'm the Cowboys, I'm looking at that. Now, the Cowboys played the Bengals, who had a lot better skill position players than the Giants. That's a fact. Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins are better than Richie James, Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, and, Kadarius Toney. That's a fact. You can't tell me otherwise. They beat a better team. They beat a team with better skill position players. They actually beat a team who invested a lot of money, a lot more money than the Giants in their offensive line. And the Giants' offensive line is struggling. So defensively, they're going to probably attack the middle of this team because that's where the weakness is right now in passing downs. They're going to try to keep the Giants in 3rd and long and make sure that this team, the down and distance, works in their favor and probably try to play a field position game. There's going to be a field position game. Whatever offense makes the first mistake or the biggest mistakes, that's the team that's going to lose the football game. Because I think Cooper Rush, Wink Martindale is going to be able to bottle him up. I think Wink Martindale is going to have a great plan. The Cowboys probably will be able to move the football down the field, but they're going to try to limit Cooper Rush. Now, Cooper Rush is not Donovan McNabb, is not Dak Prescott. However, he understands the offense that is being played. He's been in this offense for a while. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush has been in this offense. He knows it. He's been in it since Jason Garrett. He's been in it last year, and he won him a game actually last year, and he won him a game this year. So you're not getting a guy who's not incompetent with the offense. I know people don't want to respect Cooper Rush, but hey, he had a better game than our quarterback, and he won in the football game last year. He did just enough for them to win, and that's what they're expecting now. They're probably going to do the same thing. Let our defense try to create some turnovers and win this game. Remember, the Giants had 2 turnovers in the first game and they had no turnovers in this game. They're going to have to play mistake-free football. Mistake-free football to win this football game offensively. Defensively, they're going to have to force some mistakes because I do believe the Cowboys defense is going to be what is going to try to score points in this game. They're going to be the ones who are going to try to get a strip sack, fumble, return for a touchdown or a pick six, something along those lines. They're going to try to want to do that or at least get the ball in the Giants' end if they happen to punt, right? If the Giants get bogged down in the middle of the field or something like that, and they stop them, or their offense gets bogged down in the middle of the field and they punt the football away. They're going to want to play field position, keep the game short, keep the game in the Giants' end, and really, really make it hard for them to move the football up and down the field. That brings me to the Giants offense. Giants offense has got to be better than it was the last two games. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Daniel. If you guys think that performance that he's put forth is a good performance, and that's not good. You didn't draft the 6th overall pick to be outdueled by Cooper Rush. Go on NFL.com right now and look at the top quarterbacks in the league in terms of passing yards. Our quarterback's on page 2 behind Baker Mayfield. And you know who's right under him? Cooper Rush. That cannot happen for the Giants to be any type of winning. The quarterback cannot be the guy that's holding you back. And right now, unfortunately, It is what it is. You don't agree with me. Like LeVar Burton said on Reading Rainbow, don't take my word for it. Go look at Dan Orlovsky. He said it himself. Go look at Mike Francesa. He's a podcast. He said the same thing. The guy that's holding his offense back right now is number 8. He needs to come out and have a good game. If you want more reference point, Talking Giants, Big Blue Banter. How many more podcasts do I have to go through for you guys to understand that this guy is shortchanging the offense right now? Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, the receivers and everything. Yeah, he doesn't anticipate. You know why? Because he's watching the rush. Maybe Daniel Jones, just maybe, is a shot fighter. This game, he needs to come out and prove to the world, because they will be watching, that he is he was picked number 6 overall for a reason. He hasn't given us that reason as of yet, but I hope he does, to silence me and all the other critics. But it's funny, in this Giants fan base, there's two sides. One is, hey, we like Daniel Jones. He's on the team. You should like him too. The other side is, let's get rid of the guy. Both sides aren't wrong. So it's time for us as a fan base to come together and support the NY. Who cares who's under the helmet? Because a lot of these guys that we're rooting for right now ain't going to be on this team next year. Period. It's a fact. Go look at their contracts. They ain't going to be here next year. Heck, maybe even the quarterback isn't going to be here next year, even if we win games. I know there was an argument about, well, if we win games, we're going to franchise him. No way you're going to franchise that guy for $30 million, especially if he's giving you the performance he did the last 2 games. He needs to improve. He needs to improve in the game. Right now, he's seeing the rush. You can't just leave yardage on the field. Sometimes you got to just throw the football. Sometimes you got to let it loose. Right now, he is not reacting or anticipating any throws. Whether or not that's because he doesn't trust his receivers or he doesn't trust what he's seeing, he needs to do better. Guys are open. He needs to do better. The Cowboys see this. They're going to have a game plan for it. Dan Quinn is a good defensive coordinator. Just like we praise Wink Martindale, Dan Quinn's just as good. Okay? Just as good. He's had good defenses, and he's done a good job. I'm not worried about Giants defense. I know they're going to have a plan for Cooper Rush. I know they're going to have a somewhat of a pass rusher. They're going to make something happen. What I'm worried about is our offense versus their defense. Because, again, the Giants have struggled offensively to get the ball downfield. Daniel's got to throw it downfield. You can't be scared. You can't be scared. If you're scared, go play peewee football. This is big boy football. Big boy plays at big boy times. I don't care if last week we were going to be too hard on him. He had 2 plays in the game. That's not my words. Those are other people's. Big Blue Banner said they had 2 elite throws in the game, and they watched all 22s. 2 elite throws. They said that most quarterbacks in the NFL that are good or better than good make at least 6 of those throws in a game. He made 2. Yes, he also drove the team downfield when they needed to draw downfield. But again, I can't have you do it once in a while. You got to be out the gate coming out. You got to throw the ball inside the red zone, throw it into the end zone. I don't care if they get it picked off. Make it a good pick. Don't make it a dumb pick. Make the defender have to work for that pick. Don't just throw it right to him. Right? That throw to Barkley. That thing was telegraphed. He just looked right at him and bang threw the football. Late. And this has been his problem going forward. So these are the things he needs to clean up in order to get us where we need to be. If we want to be in the conversation for a playoff spot, and even in the conversation for, dare I say, winning games in the playoffs, these are the things we have to work on. Our quarterback is the head of the offense. Regardless of Barkley, this offense is built around 26, but number 8 is going to have to make more plays than 2 or 3 plays a game. And I know that people are like, well, he's winning, Adam. Why are you being such a hater? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not being a hater. I love this team. I just want to see them do well. I want to see them not have to be biting my fingernails to the end of the game because our quarterback threw 2 interceptions. He can't be the reason we lose. And right now, he's not the reason we're winning. I know people want to believe that, but he's not. It's facts are facts. Everyone said it. There's a reason why our kicker and our running back won Offensive Player of the Week. Nobody that knows football is praising him as if he had this great game. Okay? Nobody is. And it's not a bad thing. He's got to get better. I understand the pitfalls that he has in front of him, but there are no excuses in our eyes. You're in year 4. Figure it out. Or get out the spot. You know what I mean? I know his receivers aren't the best. I know his offensive line isn't playing well. But this is where you need to rise above it. You need to rise above the chaos. They picked you 6th overall for a reason. Probably a reach. But at the end of the day, you were picked overall. Don't make the other guy on the other side, an undrafted free agent out of who knows where, beat you. Because if he beats you on Monday and you have a pedestrian game, it's going to be a long season for you, Daniel. And we need you now. We need you. We're tired of saying the same things. We're tired of fighting with each other about this quarterback. And the fact that we're still having these questions 4 years in and still giving the same kind of excuses and arguments are unacceptable. I don't give a damn who's out there. You got to make them better. Put them in the right spots. Eli Manning, when he gets off the field and somebody made a wrong turn, he's telling them, you're supposed to run to that spot. Look at all these other quarterbacks when they make a mistake. They're looking at their guy like, what are you doing? Daniel's sitting there running to the sideline. You gotta assert yourself as a leader. Stop being so uptight. Loosen up a little bit. Let it go. Let it rip. If you're gonna go down, Daniel, go down fighting. Go down swinging. Make sure that we know that you are the man. That, hey, I fought for this team. I'm going to go down swinging. I'm going to throw for as many yards as I can, and I'm going to throw for as many plays as I can. And if it ends up on the wrong end of it, so be it. But we don't want to see this dink and dunk and, oh, he's doing 70% of his passes. Because you know what? Eli Manning had a 70% completion percentage as well in 2018. You know why? Because it was check down Charlie. We need you to embrace this. And the one thing I will say about Daniel, I know he doesn't do well in primetime games. I'm gonna throw that out the window. I'm not even gonna look at that stat, even though he's 0-7 in primetime games. A lot of those games aren't his fault. Some of them are. I blame Tampa Bay. The first Tampa Bay game in the MetLife Stadium, that was on him. He missed a couple open guys down the field. Just saying. The game against the Eagles was not his fault. I can't blame him for putting the ball directly in Evan Ingram's hand and him having butterfingers. You know? And then a lot of other games, the teams have been better. Last Tampa Bay game he played, he threw an interception right to the guy on the ground. You know? Those things can't happen in this game. You can't see the rush. You got to just stand in there and trust that your receiver's going to be there, and Brian Dable will make the corrections if they're not. Let the coach be the one to say, or even you to say, hey, you're doing it wrong. Run to this spot. I'm going to throw it there. You better be there when I throw it. You know the term throwing people open? That's what you got to do. You got to do. You can't sit there and wait for them to get open. You just got to throw it. If it's a pick because the defender read your eyes, or well, we can live with that. What we can't live with is you sitting here doing this. You know, if you walk up to the line and you want to throw it to Kenny Golladay, well, then throw it to Kenny Golladay and make it a good pass. Don't make your receiver have to work and catch the ball up here in practice. Put it right here so he can go. He shouldn't have to bring it up here and bring it down. Because you know why? If Kenny Golladay don't get separation. So if he has to catch the ball up here and bring it down to then tuck it, guess who's coming in behind him? Bang! Somebody's coming in to punch that ball. If you put it here or you put it in a spot where he can break it, he can have more chance to bring it in and protect and secure it. If you're having to bring the ball up here, someone's going to put their hand right through his fist. Boom. And that ball comes right out. Boom. But hey, it is Cowboy Week. I hope you're just as fired up as I am because we need to win. It's going to be a whiteout. So bring your best. I know they don't tell us to wear white on Labor Day. Well, they will make an exception to the rule this week. Cowboys are coming to town. They're thinking that they're still in the race. We want to take the lead because there's another team down the turnpike who's just as good, if not better than us, and they're in first place as well. So we need this game. Cowboys know it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a good one. First really, really, really big game of Daniel Jones and this Giants team's career. The first big game I think they've played in since probably the Seattle game that they played with Joe Judge. This is the first big game, over 500 against an ornery Dallas team that basically stole a victory from the Cincinnati Bengals as they moved downfield. And now they're coming. At 0-2, with a backup quarterback, they could have been easily done, but they didn't. They have life. They showed life, and they see us on the schedule, and they know that we're a beatable team. This is a game that you need to rise up. Not just the fan base, but the players. We're going to be there full throat. We're going to make some false starts. Don't make mistakes. And don't play conservative to play conservative. If you got to play conservative, be smart about it. But just let it rip. Let it rip. Do what your coach says. Just let it rip, baby. Let it rip. I'm fired up about this game. Let's go get 3-0. This has been an edition of The Hurry Up. If you like what you heard, subscribe, hit the bell so you can know when I go live or make a video. This is me. I'm the Don Juan of Sports. Let's go Giants!